Now, what I want you to try here is, maybe I want you to try something here where you are going to do some calculation here. Spare parts shortage alert. So for spare parts shortage alert, you are going to create a flow. So in your company, the production supervisor must ensure that enough parts are available for the next shift. If the stock available is not sufficient, plan for the production. You have to send a message to your stores or a purchase team. So what you are going to enter, instead of doing it manually, you are going to create a flow for this. You are going to create a flow. First, what I want you to do is, I want you to create a flow. In this flow, I want you to create some parameters. Create some parameters. So create some parameters. The parameter is planned trucks and parts per truck and current stock and incoming parts. These are all the 4 things you have to create. After the 4 things, you have to put a formula. That formula is, note down the formula, you can do the formula later. Create a formula. The formula is total required is equal to planned into parts per truck. That's one formula. Second one is total available is equal to current stock plus incoming. Current stock plus incoming is the next formula. Shortage is total required minus total available. That's a shortage. That's a shortage. So first you have to get 4 inputs. Based on the 4 inputs, you will create a formula while sending a mail. In that mail, you have to send a mail like this. The spare parts requirement for upcoming production has been calculated. Planned is this. Parts per is this. Total required is 340. Available is 300. Shortage is 440. 40 is my shortage. So kindly arrange the additional parts required to be a production delay. So first, the mail content you decide. Just I am showing a sample here. I cannot post it on. I am not part of the team, sir. That's the problem. Or I can send a mail to someone else because I am not a part of your team, sir. Very good. Fine. Taken a photo of both, sir. Okay. Someone please tell me your email ID, sir. Don't say your start ID, you have to tell me your full ID. P-R-A P at M at where are the where are the this one, correct? Just I say Power Automate and I'll put the mail content here. Yes. Okay, very good. So do this, try this. Create a flow. After this, we'll see getting something from mails, getting something from forms, mail forms, how to get it from Excel. Various topics we have to see. But before that, try to do this. Create some parameter, 4 parameters. Planned truck, parts per truck, current stock, incoming parts. And then create a formula, then send a mail. The mail content is available with you. Please send a mail based on it. Try. I think within 5 minutes you can see this. All are numbers. All the 4 are numbers. three formula: multiplication, addition, subtraction. By creating a mail, do the formula. Before creating a mail, can we do the formula? Yes, there is an option available. We'll see that later. If possible, instead of using other ID, you can send it to my ID also. You'll check whether you did it right. This is my ID. Get four inputs, do the calculation and send a mail based on that four input. Done. MUL. Multiplication is MUL, subtraction is SUB, addition is ADD, division is DIV. Don't just say plus minus and division, that will not work. You have to use add, MUL, DIV, SUB. As of now, I didn't get any mail. System is slow. Second, third formula will be a challenge. Combination of both. Subtraction of total required and total. Done. Just briefing that someone has sent a mail. Please. Cottage is 500. Test it. Lakshmi Kantan also has did it. Aruna Kumar has did it. Varun has did it. Very good. 4 people has completed as of now. Excellent.
So how do you shortage how do you
Copy Windows weak. Test it. Well, try for another 2 minutes, otherwise I will tell you. Excellent. Arun Kumar is also done. Early on, still. Yeah, this one. Okay, shall I do it? I think most of us did this, but let me try here, and I need your support also because I don't know the names and formulas. You can help me. So let me go to that Power Automate, and I'm going to create a new flow. Create. I think we have created how many flows from the morning? I think we have created around 5 flows. That could be the 6th flow. So go to create. Instant cloud flow manual, and the flow number is 06 parts shortage alert. Manual trigger of the flow, and I say create, and 4 inputs. Click on this, add input. The input is a number, and what is my first input is planned track. Planned. So how many things we have planned here? So let us put something just like a planned. Add an input number. The next one is parts per truck. Parts per truck. Add number. Can we calculate it separately and make it as a variable? Yes, that's also an option available. You can create a variable and you can store it also as a separate area. That also can be done. We'll see that. So now I will remove this, and the third input is current stock. These are all the things we can get it from the existing data. I already have an Excel file. In the Excel file, these are all the things stored. In SharePoint, these are all the stored. We can get it from that, and we can create a flow also. That's all the things which we are going to explore in our upcoming sessions. Current stock. The last one, I think it's incoming parts. That's also a number. Incoming parts. Okay. Right. So we have created 4 parameters. Now let us go to the plus symbol here. As I told, you can create. We have something called as data operation, where we can store something. We can compose. There is an option available where we can compose. We can store our values also. We can compose and we can store the value. We can filter it with the value array also. There is an option available. Probably we'll explore it tomorrow. So there is an option of composing where we can create our own input, and that can be stored. So your input can be stored in a separate area. But anyway, I think that's not required because we are going to store it in Excel or SharePoint. So as of now, I'm closing this. So let me add a plus symbol. We are going to send a mail. So we are going to send a mail. So let us send it through Outlook. Send a mail. And what is the name? So as usual, I'm putting my name, and subject is shortage parts. Shortage. Yeah, spare part, sorry. Spare part shortage. Spare part shortage mail. And the content, I think I already copied and pasted. That's why I use this Windows V. When I press Windows V, whatever I copied earlier, it's available here. This is the one which I copied earlier. So whatever you copied earlier, that will be available here. Just I'm pasting it. Now here, what I want is in the planned track, the planned track values has to be displayed, and this part required per truck, the parts required per truck has to be displayed here. Then the total parts has to be displayed in the next part. Available stock has to be displayed here. Then the shortage has to be displayed here. Planned track. You know what is that planned track? Planned track is the one which we got it as an input. So delete it and go to the Thunderbolt, and I go to this see more, and the planned is available here. So here I will get the planned tracks and parts per truck. Go to the Thunderbolt again. And I go to the see more, and I get this planned parts per truck. And here I want to multiply this plant into parts per truck. So click here. Then how can I calculate the formula? Click on the FX. I clicked on the FX. And what is the first formula is? I think we have to multiply the plant into parts per truck. Multiply. So let us go to the formula area and I say MUL multiply, open bracket. Here instead of writing the formula, can I get the help from Copilot? Yes, we can get the help from Copilot. There is an option available, create an expression with the Copilot. We'll be actually, these are all simple formula. We don't want to get a help from Copilot. Copilot will see when we can use it. The multiplication, what are all the things we have to multiply is the dynamic content. In the dynamic content, see more, what are all the things I want to multiply is, I want to multiply the planned truck, comma, parts per truck. So planned truck and parts per truck. This one I want to multiply. Select it and I copied it. So that when I press Windows V, you can see that copied is available. The multiplication is already available here. So I am multiplying it, I am having it. So that anytime I can paste it. That's the advantage of using this Windows V. Then I click on add. So this is parts per truck. Then the available stock. What is that available stock? Once again, I'll go to the FX. The available stock, what is that is? Addition. Addition of what? Addition of, open bracket. Dynamic content. See more. And I scroll down. Addition of the current stock plus the incoming stock. Current stock, comma, the incoming stock. Addition of both is my available stock. So I copy this again. So I copied it. So this also is selected copied. When I use Windows V, you can see both the formula, the multiplication as well as addition, both are available here. Multiplication as well as addition, both are available here. I close this and add it. So it will be added here at the for the available stock and stock. Now here instead of this 40, I want that shortage to be displayed. I want the shortage to be displayed. So once again click on this FX. We copied both the formulas. Now what we are going to do is we are going to subtract, open bracket, Windows V. Both the formulas are available here. So now very simply I can paste the first one. First one is multiplication, comma, Windows V. The second one is addition. So that multiplying formula, addition. You can, as I told, you can store it in a separate variable and you can get it. That's what we are going to explore tomorrow if possible. Add. So this is my available stock. So we are not storing anything. We are just calculating and we are displaying a result. We are not storing at all. We are just calculating and we are displaying some result here. Let me try this. Save it. And let us test. So I click on the test here. Manual. Testing it. So continue. The planned truck is something 2000, some example. Parts per truck is something I'm saying 500. Current stock is something here 600. Incoming stock is something like 800. Sorry. So this is planned, this is parts per truck, and this is a current stock and incoming parts here. So I selected all the four, run the flow. Done. Yes. I would have received a message now. This is my message. So many people have sent to the message also. Dear stores team, spare parts requirement of incoming is calculated as 2000. Parts per is 500, but total record is very big. So 1400, the shortage is this. Okay. So based on the calculation, we have created some mail. So these are all the people who have completed. Very good. Shravan, Shivkumar, Prabhakar, Francis, Jimmy, Samraj, Manishankar, Kumar. Very good. Excellent. Great. Now let us come back. As of now, we are using only the manual triggering. Let us come to the auto triggering here. Now, for example, whenever I receive a mail, whenever I'm getting a mail from a particular person, from my vendor, from my customer, from my head, or whenever I'm getting it as very important, whenever I'm getting a message, I want to do something. I want to store it in my Excel, as well as I want to send a Teams message. I have received a mail from this person. Please take action against this. So whenever I receive a mail, it's not manually triggering. It's not manually running. Whatever the forms we have created from the morning, I think we have created around 6 flows. We have created all the 6 flows. All the 6 flows are manual triggering flows. Manually we have to trigger. So if you want to run the flow, so you have to select the flow now, and you can see there is a play button available next to the flow, or you can see the run button is available here. You got to run the flow and you have to get it out, get the output. But here we are not going to run the flow. This flow will automatically happen when you may get a mail. Even your system is off or anything. You switch it off your system is not active also. Whenever you get the mail, it automatically triggers something. I want to store it in some other Excel file, and I want to send the mail to someone else. I want to send the Teams message to someone else. So first time we are going to use the flow. Go to this create. Under create, you can see automated cloud flow. Automated cloud flow. So first time we are going to the manual. Instead of the manual triggering, first time we are going to the automatic triggering here. So let us go to the auto cloud flow. So what is the flow name? You can give a flow name, or you can skip and you can come out of it, because I'm not going to select anyone from this. If you are selecting anything from this, you can give a flow name and you can create a flow. But I'm not going to use any trigger from here. I want to go with that flow diagram. So what I can do is, if you are going to select something from this, you can select it. But I'm not going to select anything from this. So let us click on skip. I'll go to skip. So it comes to the flow diagram here. So here inside this add trigger, here you can see there is an option of naming. You can name it here. So there is an option of naming. You can name it now, or you can name it later also. Now itself I will name this. This is my 07 or 6? 07. When I receive a mail. When mail is received. Okay. So I have given some name for it. 07. When mail received, this trigger should happen. So I have given a name, or you can give the name later also. While saving also, you can give some name. That's your wish. So now I select the add trigger. I select the add trigger now. What is it is? When. Or you can go to Outlook or 365 and you can check it also. When a new mail appears. When a mail appears, mail, not new mail. When a mail arrives. Yes. When a new mail arrives, you can see here, under this 365 also, you can see there is an option available. Under the Office 365, you can see there is an option available when a new mail arrives. Under 365, when a new mail arrives. So as I told, I am not using 365, I am using only Outlook. So I am going to go with this, when a new mail arrives. So my thing is V2, yours is V3. Yours is V3, you have to use V3, I have to use V2. Automated, the first one. First one, but skip kuduthurunga. Don't do anything. Skip and come to this flow diagram. So you have to go with Office 365 Outlook when a new mail arrives. Email arrives, I'm saying Outlook. I am going to use this. Actually, since I am not using 365, I am using only Outlook. So I am using when a new mail arrives. So you have to use when a new mail arrives under 365. So V3, I am using V2. So I am using V2 here. Click here. Yes. And what are all the things you want to do? For example, whenever a new mail is appearing, it automatically sends a mail. It automatically triggers this. But you want to set a parameter. Whenever I receive a mail from particular person, particular team, so then you can see there is an option available, show all. When I click on show all, when I receive the mail from that particular, from, you can see from, there is an option called as from. Or whenever I send a mail to, anyway, we're not going to send, this is what we are receiving it. So from, when I receive the mail from a particular person, when the subject is like this, when the subject is, someone has given, the subject is very critical, when the subject line is very critical, or when you have an attachment for that file, or when it is marked as very important. So this mail, this trigger should happen. Whenever a new mail appears, this trigger should happen here. This trigger should happen. As I told you, can customize it. You can say to, from where, from receive it from a particular person, or receive it with a particular subject, or receive it with attachment, or receive it with the high importance. For example, I will go with the high importance. If the importance is very high, or when I receive it from a particular person, you can give a particular, as of now I'm leaving it, you can give your team person name or any other person name. As of now I'm getting all the mails, whichever is high important. This triggering will happen. Whenever a new mail is appearing which is having the high importance, this triggering will happen. So now let us put a small message. After that we'll see how to store this in an Excel file also. Now I'll click on the plus here. That's all on this. When a new mail appears, and see whether your connection is okay. Yes, my connection is also okay. Only one parameter I selected is the high importance. Other parameter I didn't select it. You have to click on the show all. If you are not clicked on the show all, this option may not be available. So you have to click on show all. Then only the CCT to CC, BCC from attachment will appear. Here I selected only one thing, that is high priority. With the high priority, and I click somewhere else outside. As usual, I'll click on the plus symbol again. I click on the plus symbol. Now let us go to, maybe I want to post this message in my Teams. When I receive the mail, I want to send it to my Teams, take action against this. So I want to send a Teams message here, post a message. So I want to post a message in my chat or a channel. So we are going to post a message. Let me click on post a message. This we did it from the morning many times, at least 3 or 4 times we did this from the Flowbot. And where are we going to post? On a channel or a group chat? That's your wish. I'm going to put it on my channel. And Teams, which Teams, and what is my channel ID. Now the message. Now here the message I am going to customize here. Dear all, our team, I have received a important an important mail from. I received an important mail from a particular person who has sent this mail. So someone has sent the mail, that name, who has sent the mail, that name or mail ID has to be displayed here. So what I do is, once again go to the Thunderbolt, click on the Thunderbolt. Yes, you can see from whom, to ID, subject, body, importance as an attachment. Everything is available. Show more, see more, all the other options also available. Reply body, conversation. So many options are available. So as of now, I will go with the from whom I have received the mail. So I have an important mail from, I have received, sorry, I should have used, I have received an important mail from. That from I have pasted it here. The subject of the mail is once again go to the Thunderbolt, and this is my subject. Or you can click on see more, there are various other options available here. Okay, so subject, and below is the content. Below is the content. Go to the Thunderbolt again, and it's a content body. Then I'm giving another message here. Please take action. That's it. Just I'm putting my name. Right. So whenever I receive a mail, so just when the mail is very important, I'm putting on my Teams chat or channel. Dear team, I have received a mail from this important mail from this person, and the subject of the mail is this, and the content of the mail is this. Please take action against this. That's it. Now the challenge is, let me save it. We did only two things. When a mail arrives, I'm just posting a message in my chat. That's it. Now let me save this. I'm saving it. The flow is ready to go. We recommend to test it. I think nothing has happened. The flow is clean, no problem. I will test this. As usual, manual testing. I will click on manual. Test. Nothing has happened here. In the test, nothing has happened here. Why? I didn't receive any mail. So what I will do is, let me send a dummy mail to myself itself, or through some other email ID. I'm going to send a mail here. Just I'm sending a mail to myself. I'm just sending a mail just to check. I'm sending a mail. Subject, I said it's very high importance, and this high importance has to be selected. On the mail content, you have to select this high importance, because whenever it's high importance only, it will just trigger that mail. So I'll select a high importance. This is just for a testing auto mail, auto message from Power Automate. Okay, so just I'm just sending a mail to myself, or from some other ID also you can send it. From some other ID, or you can ask your neighbors or someone to send a message. But the important thing is, it has to be marked as high importance. Otherwise it will not trigger. So I'm sending it. I have sent the message. Now let me go to that flow. And it will take, after receiving the mail, immediately after receiving the mail, the flow will run. Actually, the flow should run immediately after receiving the message. Still, yes, I have received the message here. So the flow should run here. After the flow is running, I should get a Teams message also here. Yes. So I got the Teams message now. Dear team, I have received an important message from this person. The subject is very high. Below is the content of the message. So I have received a message. Please take action against it. Yes. The flow has run successfully. It is rotating, but it has run successfully. Issues. Whenever we are getting a mail, this trigger will activate automatically. So still it's running, because it will wait for another mails also. It is waiting for another mail. So whenever you receive the mail, from now, even in my system, from now, whenever I get a mail which is having high importance, it automatically sends a message to my Teams from now. That's why it's rotating. Come back. We can switch off this. I don't want this to happen. We can switch off it also. We'll see how to turn off this. Okay. Cool. Two things. When I receive a mail, post a message in my chat. Now, what I want you all to try is, when I receive the mail, when I receive the mail with a very high importance, post a message in the chat. Then post a message in a chat. Then what I want you to do it is, in an Excel file. Maybe you can open a new file. Already I opened a file called as material machine status, that file, or you can open a new file also. In this new file, I want to store this, whatever the mail ID, who have sent the mail, that email ID should be stored here. Subject should be stored here. And the body of the text also should be stored. Body of the text, maybe it may be too long, so I'm not going to store it. Subject. And what is the date and time they have sent to the mail? Date and time of the mailing. That also should be stored. So the email ID, just three things. I want you to store three things here. So what is the email I have received? What is the subject to from whom I have received this mail? What is the subject of the mail? What is the date and time of the mail? So that has to be stored in a Excel file. In a Excel file, it has to be stored. After this flow, so the first flow is when you receive the mail and I'm posting the message. After posting the message, I want you to do something. Save this in an Excel file. After this, you have to save it in an Excel file. Save it in Excel, which I want you to try. I will show you what are all the columns I want. Show the Excel file. The columns which I want is email ID. Email ID is the column name, first column. Second column is subject of the mail. Third column is date and time of the mail. When they have sent to that mail. Date and time also. So at least try this. I told you how to save the file in Excel. Morning itself we have discussed it. Just try. If you are not able to get it, I will help you. Save this. When I receive the mail, two things should happen. It should post the message in my Teams, as well as I have to store that message, because I should have a record of it. In the near future, I should have the record. So whenever I receive the mail, from whom I have received the mail, what is the subject of the mail, and what is the date and time when I received this mail. Try. If you are not able to get it, I will help you, but please try. When you practice only, you can understand the concept. Try. If you are not able to get it, I will help. So tell me first what we have to do. Create an Excel file with the columns and convert it as a dynamic file, dynamic table, and store it in the OneDrive. Then give a link. That's all. It's not too complicated. No formulas, no functions here. Not too complicated. I think it's easier. Create an Excel file with the three columns. Email ID, subject, date and time, and convert that into a dynamic table and store it in OneDrive. Then link it. For today, we will see how to use the forms. Now my user is posting something on the forms. Storing it in Excel. There is the option for data time. Done. Very good. Done. Shall I do this? Let me open Microsoft Excel first, and I already created a small table, email ID, subject and date. Control T or Control L, and my table as a header. My table as a header. Control T, Control L, convert it as a dynamic table, and my table as the header. And I say OK. Yes. So we have email ID, we have the subject name, we have the date and time. Let us give the name for the table. This table is for storing all my emails. So I'm going to store all my emails here. This is the table for storing my emails. So whenever I receive a very important mail, I'm going to store it in my Excel file. I'm going to post it in my Teams as well as I'm going to store it in my Excel file here. File, save as. You should save it as OneDrive. You have to save it on your OneDrive folder. Don't save it in common folder. You have to put it on your OneDrive. So I'll select the OneDrive. And I have the folder called as Power Automate. Here I am going to store all this here. Email list. Right. Now let us try this. I save and close this Excel file. Come to Power Automate. I click on the plus symbol. What is the connector I have to do here? What is the? Can you tell me the connector name? Add a row. Add a row into the table. So add a row into the table. Excel online business. So I'm going to add the row into the table. My table name is OneDrive business. That's my location. Library is also my OneDrive. File name, folder name. Sorry. The folder name is Power Automate email list. The table name, it's very simple. You have to just select it. Close to that Excel file. Yes. Taking some time to load my table name. TBL email. And how can I connect it? So the column has to be mapped with the input. Show all. So I think I have three columns here. Email address. Here the email address to be stored. So go to the Thunderbolt here. And what is this? Email address from whom I have received it. From whom? This is from ID. Subject. Thunderbolt again. Subject. And the date and time. Thunderbolt again. Where is the date and time? I don't able to find the date and time here. So go to see more. Under see more, you have an option called as received time. When you are received it, date and time. When you are exactly received this mail. So received date and time. When I'm receiving the mail, I'm doing two things. One is posting the message on my Teams. Second one is I'm storing it. All the messages, we are storing it. That's it. Save. We can test it, or now I think it's a auto flow. No need for testing. If you want to test, you can test it. And it's auto flow. Whenever you receive a mail, that will happen automatically. Maybe I will do it based on the previous mail. I received the previous mail. Based on that, I'm going to do it now. Since I want to send a mail and test it. You can send a mail and test it. Just I want to send it for the earlier 14 minutes before I did something. That's why I want to test it. Yes. So two things will happen. One is it will post the message in my Teams. So you can see this is the second message, 232. And I open the Excel file. It may take some time. So the email address and subject and date and time will be posted here. Yes. So this is the date and time. This is the email address. This is the subject. The date and time is not as per the Indian standard format. We will see that. We will change UTC. We will change that time format also later. Done.
This application now taking other things also.
So what you do is come to that, come back. So temporarily I don't want this to happen. Come back to that flow. This is the flow which we have created. 07 when I receive the mail. Come to this my flow and select that flow. On the top right you can see there is an option called as turn off. Temporarily we can turn off this. Because I don't want this to happen. From now what will happen is whenever I am receiving a mail with high importance, it automatically sends a team message. It automatically stores on my Excel file. So if you don't want it, by default it will not be global. UTC number time I will explain. So turn off with this. So if I click on turn off, you can see the flow is turned off. Potential problem in the flow, this may be turned off here. I think it's, if the turn on is there, that means your flow is turned off. If the turn on is there, the flow is turned off. So from now, whenever you send a mail, it will not send the Outlook, it will not send the Teams meeting, it will not send the, it will not store it in Excel also. Okay? Turn off that, sir, turn off it. Otherwise, from now, whatever the mail you receive, it will be stored in your Teams ID, channel ID. It will be stored in Excel also. As of now, for a testing purpose, we did it. You can switch off this. Done? Next we'll see about forms. It shows me one warning message that this flow is off. That's okay. Wonderfully, I have switched off it. In a flow checker, there is a red alert. It's showing some error. If I click on the red alert, it says this warning, this flow is off. Okay. We have wantedly switched off this. So let it be off. And not to switch off. Okay. So next we'll see how to create a flow based on the submission of a form. Before that, we will explore one more flow also. As of now, we have explored only two flows. One is the manual triggering. Second one is a auto triggering. Now let us see about the schedule trigger. Every day morning, I want to send a meeting reminder to every week, Monday, or every week, every day, or every day evening, I want to do some activity. You can even use this with the Excel link and other things. Every day evening, I want to check with my data. If there is some pending, then I want to send a pending report to someone else. Every day morning, I want the Excel file should be opened and check whether there is some pending activities. Then send a mail automatically. Suppose there is a delay in a payment, I want to send a mail automatically every day morning. I don't want to manually check and do it. From the Excel file, we can get it. As of now, we have seen how to add it from Power Automate Excel. We didn't say how to get it from Excel to Power Automate. That we didn't see as of now. We are going to explore that also. First, let us see how to make a schedule cloud flow. So go to the create. Under create, just a schedule flow morning. Every day morning, I want to send a mail to someone else. Just to send a mail or a message to someone else. Just to give them a reminder. Today 10 o'clock, every day morning 10 o'clock, we have a morning meeting. Just a reminder to everyone. So we have something called as schedule cloud flow. Meeting reminder or Teams reminder or whatever. So go to create a scheduled flow. We'll see how to create a scheduled flow and we'll see some action in the later part. So just I'm giving a scheduled flow and what is the name of the flow. So let us give some name. Maybe, so this is for my flow of my morning meetings. So every day morning we have a meeting. So when you want to flow to should run, I want the flow to run from tomorrow morning, maybe from 18th. Or every Monday you want to run, or every week, every day you have to run, means this will run for every day and repeat it for every minute. So this will make a run to every minute. I don't want to run this for every minute. And what is the time of this flow running? So I want this flow should run at morning 9 o'clock. Just for example, I'm just setting it as 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. here. And it's not a minutes. You can see month, week, day, hour. Suppose I say day, every day, every one day. Every day morning, it will create a meeting, it will send a mail. Or I don't want it, I want to make it as every week. Every week means which weekday? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So every week, Monday. So I will select only, I remove everything and I select only Monday. On Monday, every week, Monday, this flow will start running. Or even you can say a month also, every month. Every month on this day, the Saturday day means that day, Wednesday, every Wednesday, there's 3-8, this flow will run every month. So I will go with something like every day. As of now, I will go with every day. And at 9 o'clock, create. So every day, even if your system is on or off, you don't have a system, your system is switched off, never mind, every day morning 9 o'clock. Click on the plus symbol. As he has told, I want to give some reminder based on their birthdays. We want to send a mail. So today is a birthday of a particular person. So, but you should have stored that birthdays and other days in some table. So from there we have to pick and we have to do that. So that part, as I told, we'll see it in the later one. Now, just I'm going to give a Teams message here. So I'm going to post a message. Post a message or in a chat as usual. So he selects the Teams link. Robot, channel, channel ID. So let me put some message. Morning. Just check with all the stock today, or we have a morning meeting today, and the evening we can send every 5 o'clock. We can send. Have you checked all your stocks? Have you checked all the things? Something like that. So I'm just saying good morning. Today we have a meeting at something 11. So every day morning it will send a mail. Sorry, it will post a message on your Teams. Recurring every day. Here I can change my time zone also. It's based on some US timings. Click on the recurring and you can change your time zone also as per Indian timing format. There is Indian Jerusalem. Manually, this one. UTC 5:30. So every day morning 9 o'clock it will post a message on your Teams. Okay. On the flow, select the recurrence trigger here. On the right hand side, I got an option parameter. Already I selected this interval 1 day and I changed the time zone to UTC plus 5:30. That is Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi. And what is at which hours I want to send the message? Maybe at 9 o'clock. And if you want to change the minutes also, you can do it. 9:15 means you can specifically say 9:15 here. But I said just 9 o'clock. Really? But the UTC எனக்கு சரியா வரல அதனால தான் I came here and added the UTC. That 9 o'clock, I don't know which 9 o'clock. Maybe US 9 o'clock or something. That's why I came here and specifically changed here. Because it's say Excel save பண்ணும்போதே I noticed that it's not taking the Indian time. அதனால I wanted change. ஆமா இதான். The last, what you did last? What are all we are, as of now we are doing internally. We are getting the input. Now for the first time we are going to get the input from other two. There may be some challenges in that. Okay, done. At least we'll finish off with forms today. Can you tell me the floor number? I forgot. 8. Superb. Right. Now 08, it should be there somewhere else. I think it's taking some time to load. And this one is graded out because I switched off this. So this when a mail is received, I switch it off it. That's why it's graded out. Whenever you want, you can switch on that also. But now What are we going to do is, as of now, whatever the flow we have created, we are manually giving a input. Based on the manual input, we are triggering, we are doing something. Now we are going to get a input from some other, maybe from my supplier, maybe from some other end user, through a Microsoft Forms. Whenever they are submitting a form, there will be some calculation, and based on that, we have to do some activity. So based on the input from a form, so let us create some forms now. As of now, I will create some forms. I think you can go to the plus here and you can add some forms, Microsoft Forms. So I have Microsoft Forms. Just go to the form.office.com. So I am going to the Microsoft Form. Let us create a small form here. So we are going to create a form. Just a minute. I'm not going to use this form. I have a different email ID on my form. I will log in. Okay. Okay. Yes. Now we are going to create a form. So I am going to get a form from my supplier, as we did, maybe supplier or from my vendor. Morning, whatever the flow we have created is just a flow based on our input. Now assume that I am going to design a form and I am going to send this form to my vendor. Let us take that payment details, which we did in the morning. So go to Microsoft Form, form.office.com. I have gone to the Microsoft Form. Let us create a small form now. New form. I'll click on the new form. This form is my vendor payment request. So my vendor is going to give my payment request here. Some payment is pending. So they are going to submit form. Whenever submit the form, based on that input, I am going to do some calculation. So vendor payment request. So we are creating a form here. The form name is vendor payment request. And click on that plus. I hope you know how to create a form, but let us create a form manually here first. I will create a form. Quick start. And I say text. First I am going to get the input as vendor name. Vendor name is my input. We are getting the vendor name as an input. First one. Second one. Maybe we will take a small input here. Maybe the second one. Once again the text. Maybe I will take the bill number of that invoice or invoice number. So what is the invoice number? Let me add another question. Text invoice amount. Okay, a small form we have designed. We have designed a small form, vendor name and vendor is invoice number. So whenever vendor is going to get a payment, the payment is pending, we will ask them to fill this form. They have to fill this form and they will enter their name, they will enter the invoice number, they will enter the invoice amount, submit it. When they submit it, I should generate something. Based on the invoice amount, once again, morning what we did, based on the invoice amount, if the invoice amount is too high, I want to send it to my finance manager. If the invoice number is little bit lower, I want to send it to my finance team. Okay, so this is the form we have designed it, vendor payment request. Let us see how to create this in our Automate. So I come out of this, come to Power Automate again. So we are coming to the Power Automate. Create. You have to tell me what is the flow I am going to use here. We have used all the 3 flows from the morning. We have used the automatic cloud flow. We have used the instant cloud flow. We use the scheduled cloud flow. Out of these 3, which I have to select now? Automated, instant or scheduled? Automated. Very good. So click on the automated. Straight away in the automated itself, you can see there is a straight away triggering available when I receive a new response is submitted in Microsoft Forms. So there is a straight away, there is a triggering available here. You can select this triggering straight away, or you can go there in the flow diagram also, you can select it. In the flow diagram also, you can select it. 09, this is based on the vendor form. So this is based on my vendor. Vendor will just send the form. After the form is sending, I am going to do something. Vendor form. The vendor form is submitted. When the vendor form is submitted, this flow will happen. Okay, either select this new, when the new response is submitted, select it and go to create. That's method number 1. Method number 2 is you can skip it and you can select there the connector also. You can select the connector also. So you can click on create or you can click on skip. You can click on skip and I click here. And you can type here when a form is submitted. Both are same. Both are same. When a new response, the form is submitted. Okay. When a new response form is submitted, the form ID. That is what is the form is. This is the form vendor payment request. That's the form name. Automatically the form name is done here. But still only the form name. How can I link that? That's more important here. So we have linked the form. Which form? Whenever this form is submitted. Whenever this vendor payment request form is submitted. Whenever the vendor's request form is submitted. Both are in same ID, right? So whatever the ID you are using, you have created the form in the same ID. அதாவது நீங்க ஃபார்ம்ஸ் மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் ஃபார்ம்ஸ் எந்த ஐடியில் கிரியேட் பண்ணி change connection, not connection. Not signing in, please sign in. If you are not signed in, I hope you should have signed in. If you are not signed in, because I am opening in the same browser, so it's already signed in. If you are not signed in, so please click here and change connection. You can add new. You can add new and you can sign it now. Or it will ask you to sign in automatically. You have to sign in here. I think you already signed in. Now you got it, sir? Next one. So whenever this form is submitted, you will get this response. This trigger will happen. But next, what I want to do it is click on the plus symbol again. Click on the plus symbol again. Click on the plus symbol again. There is something called as after submitting that response, I should store that response, right? Whenever form is sub will trigger. This will trigger. But how do we get the details? How do we get the details? So let us click on the plus. Yes, shall. Sir, any challenges? Can I wait or? Okay. Sir? Correct, it will be there. My vendor is submitting the form. No, it is saved automatically. I'm not saving it. I'm going to get that, whatever the response, we are going to get it now. Through the response, we are going to do something. They have submitted. They have given the vendor name. That response, I have to collect it, right? That response. whatever the thing they have given. I got to collect the response. So what I will do is go to RES, just to say RES or get response. There is an action called as add RES or get response. You can see there is an option called as get response details. Get response details. So go to the plus symbol, just go to the plus symbol and just type RES, or you can type Microsoft Forms. Below that Microsoft Forms, you should get that get response detail. They are submitting it. But that response details, I have to get that response details. I have to get that response details. So click on that get response details. Click on that get response details. And what is that form name? Once again, the form name is vendor payment. What is the response ID? Don't worry, I think Microsoft form will automatically create that response ID. One vendor is submitting or a response, another vendor is submitting another response. It will be stored in a separate response ID. You don't worry, Microsoft Forms will take care of it. Where is that response ID available? Go to the Thunderbolt again. And in Thunderbolt again, you can see it will automatically create a unique ID for us. It automatically creates the unique ID. So two vendors is submitting a form. One vendor is submitting form just 1 minute before another vendor is submitting now. So it will have a separate response ID. 1, 2, 3. It will automatically create it. We don't want to worry about it. It's automatically created here. Response ID. So click on that response ID. Okay. So first, that first trigger will happen when the vendor has submitted the form. Immediately after submitting the form, I'm getting that response now. I'm getting the response. Now what we do is, I'm not going to check anything. Just I will put a message on my chat, or just I will put a message on my email. And checking will do it in another few minutes. Checking will do it in another few minutes. So let us click on the plus symbol again. The next action. Next action. I click on the next action here. So what I want to do it is, I will post a message. I'll post a message in my chat as usual. Post a message, because every time I don't want to send a mail. I'm posting a chat message here. Flowbot. Channel. Channel ID. Channel name. Okay. Vendor has sent me a payment request. Vendor name. What's the vendor name? As usual, click on the Thunderbolt. You can see the get response details. This is available purely after getting that response ID. If you didn't get that response ID, this option may not be available under the Thunderbolt. So first you have to get this triggering. Second, you have to get that response ID. That response ID, we are getting it. After that only you have to post the message. Before that, if you post the message, you will not get it under Thunderbolt. So go to this vendor name, and I go to this Thunderbolt again, and I'm going to put the vendor name here. Vendor name, next line, the invoice number. We will check if condition, we'll see it in another few minutes. So let us use, because there is a small challenge in checking the if condition here. Invoice number, once again the Thunderbolt, and I say the invoice number. Click on the Thunderbolt and I select the invoice and the invoice amount. So again the Thunderbolt, invoice amount. Okay. Unfortunately, I skipped it and I didn't give a name for the flow. Let us go to the title and I'll give a name. 09. So vendor form submission. Okay. right? So when the vendor is submitting a form, we are storing it in a particular area. We are getting that response, and then we are just posting it. We are posting it. Let us see. We didn't check anything here. We are just posting it. Let us click on save. I click on the save here, and let us test this. Test. You know, nothing will happen while testing. Manual, and I say test. Nothing has happened. You know why nothing has happened? Reason is the form is not submitted. So let us submit the form here. So let us open the form. Assume that we are the vendor. I'm submitting the form. How can I submit the form here? Just go to the preview. Just go to that form. Open the form. Open that Microsoft form. For a time being, I'm opening the Microsoft form. Click on that preview. And I'm going to give a vendor name here. What is my vendor name? Some name. I'm going to give some name here. QWERTY. So I'm giving some name. What is the invoice number? Invoice number is something 1001. And what is the invoice amount? Something. So vendor has given something and he is submitting it. He or she is submitting it. So vendor name and what is the invoice number and what is the invoice amount? They are submitting it. Yes. The form is submitted successfully. Now I think the flow should run automatically. The flow, yes, the flow has run automatically here. We got the response and it has posted the message in my Teams also. Yes. So vendor has submitted, sent me, I missed that, has sent me a payment request. So this is the vendor name and this is the invoice number and this is the invoice amount. So from the morning, we are manually giving an input. This input is from the external. Input within your team through a Power App, which we are going to see tomorrow through a Power App. Vendor has sent me. இங்க பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? இதுக்கு அடுத்தது எடுக்கணும். Add plus symbol. Then search for that get. இல்ல சார், அதாவது இங்க என்ன பண்றோம், எந்த ஃபார்மை சப்மிட் பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னு பண்ணிட்டோம். பட் அந்த ஃபார்ம்ல தே ஹவ் சப்மிட்டட் சம் ஐட்டம்ஸ் இல்லையா, அந்த ஐட்டம் நான் வாங்கணும்ல, அதுக்கு தான் இது the response details. I'm getting that response detail. பவர் மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் ஃபார்ம் என்ன பண்ணோம், ஒவ்வொரு ரெஸ்பான்ஸுக்கும் ஒரு ஐடி ஒன்று ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக பேக்ரவுண்டில் வச்சுக்கோம். இப்போ நான் ஒரு ஃபார்ம் சப்மிட் பண்ணேன்னா 101, நீங்கள் ஒரு ஃபார்ம்னா 102, இஸ் ஃபார்ம் இஸ் 103 ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிச்சு. ஸோ மை ஃபார்ம் இஸ் 101. ஸோ அந்த 101ல இருக்க கண்டென்ட் இப்போ 2 vendors சப்மிட்டிங் த ஃபார்ம் அட் த சேம் டைம் எதை எடுத்துக்கணும், அந்த நம்பரை வச்சு அதை எடுத்துக்கணும். அந்த நம்பரை தான் வி ஆர் கெட்டிங் இட் ஹியர். அந்த ஐடியை வச்சு லேட்டர் வி ஆர் மேப்பிங் தட் ஹியர். அதுதான் இங்கே பாடியில் கொண்டு வரும். தட் ஐடி இட் வில் கிரியேட் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் ஐடி ஃபார். முன்னாடிலாம் மேனுவலாக டைப் பண்ணோம், அங்கே மேனுவலாக என்ன டைப் பண்ணோமோ அதை எடுத்துக்கோம். இப்போ அப்படி கிடையாது இல்லையா, so many people can submit it at a time. அதுக்காக தான் அந்த ரெஸ்பான்ஸ். Here one more challenge we will face. Done. Break up. Okay, so you need a break now. Fine, no problem. But still it's not over. What I want to do is, after submission of the form, just I will tell you what we are going to do after this. After the submission of the form, assume that a vendor is also giving his email ID in this form. Assume that his email ID is also available in this form. So I want to say some reply here. Your form is accepted successfully. We will proceed with the payment as soon as possible. Some message, and then we are going to check whether the invoice amount is more than something. I want to send a message to my finance manager, but there is a small challenge here. That's the reason we are doing it here. Morning we did it, but here we will face a small challenge. Based on the if condition, we are going to generate another thing here. That's all the things which we will do. If possible, we will see some other also. We'll see the Power App. We cannot see today. We'll see some other option in forms also. Okay. So as of now, I am saving the form. I think the form, saving the flow. It's already saved, but I'm saving it. Yes. We'll go for a break. I'm just pausing that video recording. now the challenge is here. I'll go to that what do you call that flow. What we did in the last session is we have got the response from a forms which my vendor, my end user, my supplier outside your company. Inside your company, I think forms is not required. We have to go for Power App. So you can create we'll see how to create small Power App tomorrow and how to link that Power App with this Power Automate. We'll see that tomorrow. Now this submitted, when the form is submitted, we are getting the response details and we are posting it into my chat. Now what I am going to do it is we are going to check a condition. Before that, I want to add one more thing into that form. So let me go to that form. So already we have something called as vendor name and we have the invoice number, invoice amount. I'm going to add one more question here. I'm going to add one more question. That question may be a text. So let us put a question as a text. So maybe the email ID. I want to add an email ID. So the vendor has to enter that email ID. They have to type the email ID. And very importantly, as someone has told, make this as required. So there is an option called as required. Please switch on that required. Switch on that required. Switch on that required. That means mandatory. This field is email ID is mandatory. They cannot come out without giving the email ID. Email ID is mandatory. So please go to this required and switch on that required. So required, switch on this. So we have added one more extra column here. The column was added here. Vendor name is, or you can rearrange, you know how to rearrange it. I can put the email ID to the top. Let's move up, and I bring this email ID to the second position. First is the vendor name. Second is the email ID. Third one is the invoice number. Fourth one is the invoice date. Okay. Now let us go back. So we have added one extra column here in my forms. And this email ID, whatever the email ID they are typing here, based on this email ID. So we got the response detail, we are posting the message. After posting the message, next what I want to do it is, I want to send a mail back to my vendor so that we are proceeding with the payment. The payment will be processed as soon as possible. Your invoice number is this, invoice amount is this, will be processed sooner. So I want to send a message to my vendor again. So let us add one more here. So I am going to add another here. So let us put a plus symbol here. I'll add a plus symbol. So I want to send a mail. So we are going to send a mail now as usual. Go to Outlook. So Outlook, I am going to send a mail. Where is that? Yeah, send a mail. Here the to ID. Which should be the to ID here. So to ID, what the user is entering, what the user is entering on the form. So the to ID is the one what the user is entering into the form here. What is that? To get the Thunderbolt. Sorry. No, it's correct. Oh, மேல இருக்கா? Okay. Sorry. Okay. So let us click on the dynamic content. I don't know why it switched off. Okay. So dynamic content, I go to the settings and I click on the dynamic content and I click on this Thunderbolt. Now we are going to get the email ID. This is the responder email ID. Or email ID. So for him, I want to send an email. So I want to send an email to that person, particular person. I want to send the email. And what is the subject of the email? That is the form submitted successfully. And we'll give some reminder. Your form has been accepted or submitted successfully. Form accepted. And the invoice number. Thunderbolt. Invoice number. The invoice amount. Thunderbolt. The invoice amount. Okay. So the form accepted, the invoice amount and the invoice number, let us say, will be processed sooner, some message. So after getting that form, we are doing something. After getting the form details, we got the form details here. After getting the form details, we have posted this into the channel, and later we are sending the mail to my customer also, my vendor, that this has been submitted and will be processed sooner. Now what we are going to do is, let us click on the plus here. Here is a small challenge. There is a small challenge here. I click on the plus symbol and I want to check if that invoice amount is greater than something, as we did in the morning. If it is greater than 50,000, then I want to send a message. I want to send a mail to my finance manager, or else I want to send the message to my finance team. So let us click on the plus symbol. Could you tell me how can I check the condition here? Where can I go to check the condition? Control. But there is a small problem here. Under control, we have to go for condition. So when I go to the condition, when I created a form, you would have noticed when I enter the vendor name and when I enter the email ID, when I enter the invoice number, all are text. Unfortunately, in the forms, when I add some plus symbol, you can see there is an option available. Choose. You can choose a text, you can choose a rating, you can choose a date, you can choose a ranking, link art and update, and nothing called as number is available here. We don't have an option called as number available inside the form. Inside the form, we don't have a number. But whatever the invoice number they are entering, it will not be treated as a number, it will be treated as a text. So what we have to do it is, we cannot check straight away here. So I gone to the controls. Under controls, I selected this parameter. What is the parameter is, I'll click on the Thunderbolt and I select the invoice amount. I am selecting the invoice amount. So if I say invoice amount greater than 50,000, if the invoice amount is greater than 50,000, so I'm saying invoice amount is greater than 50,000. So let me try this. First, let me try this, whether how it's working. Let me try with the earlier result itself. I'll click on the save button here. Earlier, I don't know whether I have given more than 50,000 or I can give a new one. I will give a new one now. So let me, what I did is greater than 50,000. Actually, it should come to the true part. If it is greater than 50,000, it should come to the true part. After that, you have to do something. If it is less than 50,000, it has to come to the fault part, you have to do something. So I have selected, if this get response is greater than 50,000, it should come here. It should come here. That invoice amount is greater than 50,000, it should come here. Let us check this. I'm saving it. And I'll click on the test again. I'll click on the text and I will select the manual testing here and I click on test. And let me go to the forms. I'll go to the forms. And I go to the preview of this form. I'm clicking on the preview of the form. Vendor name. I'm typing my vendor name. I'm typing the email ID of that vendor. I'm putting my name itself for my reference now. Okay. And what is the invoice number? Let us say the invoice number is 1002. The invoice number is, let us say, 75,000 something. So I'm submitting that invoice. So vendor name, email address, and invoice number, and the invoice amount. I click on submit. Yes, it's submitted successfully. Now let us go to this and I will get the message. The message will be available here. Yes, the vendor has sent me a payment request. The vendor name is ABC 1002 and 75,000. That's okay. But here, when I go to that form, you can see it is checking with the if condition. It has sent a mail, it has posted the message. It doesn't go to my false or true part here. It's not going to my true part here. It's not going to the true part. Still, it's available in the condition itself. Still, it is checking with the condition. It will not go to the true part. Sometimes it may go to the false part also here. It may go to the false part. The reason is because, as I told, the entered value is a text. But here we have to check with the number. Here we have to check with the number. So what we do is, for the first time, let me remove this. I remove that whatever I selected in the Thunderbolt. Go to the FX. Go to the FX. So sorry. Click on that FX. I clicked on the FX. Now to convert a text into a number, we have an option called as int. int. A bigger value you can put it as float. Bigger value means you can say it as float. Lesser value you can say it as int. Int. Integer. Int is integer. Int. Open bracket. Close bracket. This will convert the parameter into a int. So the required value will be converted into an integer value. If it is a bigger value, if the value is too big, I think you can go for a float. There is something called as float. Float, open bracket, close bracket, convert a parameter as a floating number point. Decimal values, if you have a number or a decimal value, very big value, you can go for a float. I think here int should be okay. So let us say int, open bracket. Inside that int, go to the dynamic content. Now use that invoice amount here. So invoice amount. Use that invoice amount here. That invoice amount has to be used here. Int that invoice amount. I select that invoice amount on the dynamic content. On the dynamic content, that invoice amount is available. Int that invoice amount. Why I am using int? The reason is in the forms we cannot enter a number. The forms is by default stored as a text. That's the reason we are using it as a number here. That's the reason we are using that int and we are doing it. Add. I click on add. So int of that invoice amount is greater than 50,000. Then what I will do is go to this plus symbol. I'll click on the plus symbol and I will send a mail as usual. So I'm going to send a mail now. Yes. Send a mail, maybe the same mail ID. And I'm going to send it to, just for my reference, it's my mail ID is to my finance manager. So to my finance manager, I'm once again using that invoice number. Content you decide, you can add some content as per your wish. As of now, I'm just saying invoice number, invoice name, sorry, invoice amount. Thunderbolt again. Invoice amount. Okay. Else, if it is a else, I will copy this, right click, copy the action and go to this false part, paste the action. So I copy the action and paste the action. This is not for the finance manager, this is for my finance team. So if it is more than 10 to 50,000, the mail will go to my finance manager. If it is less than 50,000, the mail will go to my finance team. Same content and only the heading I have changed it just for my reference. I have changed the heading here. That's all. Okay. Save. Test. Automatic. With the recent used trigger. 5 minutes before I used something. Let us try with float, the bigger value. Yes. I'm testing it again. Working fine. Sorry, my mistake. I have selected with equal to 50,000. Sorry, it should be greater than. Always going to the false part. It should be greater than 50,000. So I just selected equal to 50,000. My mistake. If it is equal to 50,000, it will send a mail. It should be greater than 50,000. So here, click on the condition and I change it to greater than, not equal to. Sorry. Yes. Now it's fine. So now it would have sent a mail to my finance manager, not to my finance team, because it's more than 50,000. So one small mistake I did it is I didn't use that greater than. I used only that bit, less than, equal to. That's why I got that mistake. So here it should be greater than 50,000. So we are getting a form request from my team, from my vendor. Based on the form, we have did some calculation. Based on the form submitted, we did some calculation. Okay? Clear? Any challenges? Any questions, queries? I want to create one more form and do it. I think time will be shorter to do that. So we can do some small. This we have completed. This part which we have to do it only tomorrow because there are so many things to be done based on the user supplier billing issues forms. Based on the forms, we have to do something, some calculation here. If the dispatch plan is problem, then I have to send a mail to my stores team, update to the logistic team, various input. We are going to calculate various output. That probably we will see it in the next part. Maybe you will try, since time is very shorter, you can try this. I think this you can do it very easily. And tomorrow we are going to see how to get it from Excel, how to get it from SharePoint and other things. So I want you to just try a small thing. This you can do it very easily. Weekly customer feedback review reminder. Objective: create a flow that sends a weekly reminder to review my customer feedback. The customer service team must review the feedback regularly to improve the service quality. The flow should send a reminder every Monday morning. I think this flow you can do it very easily. Other flow I thought of giving it now since the time is shorter. We'll see that part later tomorrow. So this one you can do it very easily. Create a weekly customer feedback review reminder objective. So create a flow that should send a weekly reminder to my customer. So to my customer service team every Monday that you have a customer feedback review today. So every Monday we have to send a mail to my customer service team. You can do this very easy. This is very simple. You try this part. Yeah, done. Monday. Media right, sir. Yeah. Tuesday at 4 p.m. Okay. How to do this is, let me come back to my main screen and we will go with this. Create. What is the flow here? Which flow? Automated, instant, schedule. Schedule, cloud flow. And what is this? Is weekly customer feedback. I think it's 10 weekly. Sorry. 10 weekly customer. Every week we have to get the customer feedback. So I want to send this reminder to my customer feedback team, customer support team. So it should start from today. From today, or you can start from coming Monday, means you can say coming Monday from 23rd of Monday. And what is the time? The time is by default 10 a.m. or you can go there and change it. And it's not minutes, it's by week. And it's I remove everything except Monday. Weekly twice also, Monday and Friday also you have to review. Monday morning and Friday also you have to review. Then we can select Monday and Friday also. So on a Monday of every week, create. How many? Every week it will go every week. You cannot stop until you stop it. Every week you will get that message. Until you manually switch off that. So weekly the time zone. Let us make the time zone as per Indian time zone. Please change it. Indian time zone. Then otherwise you will not get at 4 o'clock. So the Indian time zone is, what is it? 5:30 I think. UTC 5:30. Yes. Monday. Yes. The hours is at 9 o'clock. And plus you can add an email, you can add a Teams message or whatever you want it. So every day you have to check with an Excel file. You have to check with the, tomorrow we are going to work on this. Every day I have to go through with the Excel file. Today what are all the material pending? There is something happened today. So I want to send a mail. So you want to check with the file and you have to send a mail based on that. So that is what we will see every day, every day evening 5 o'clock. Some file has to be checked. From SharePoint has to be checked. That's all the part which we are going to see tomorrow. As of now, we have seen how to post a message to Excel. We didn't say how to get the message from Excel. That's what we are going to see tomorrow. And we have to see that. We have to see about SharePoint. We have to see about Power Apps. We have to see about approval, sequential approval, step-by-step approval. That's all the various tasks which we are going to see tomorrow. So just I am posting in the channel every day, Monday morning. This Power Automate will customer review meeting. Today at 10 a.m. Okay. Right now, a small tips we will see before the end of today's session. Sorry, I didn't save it. Save. No need for, if you want to test, you can test it, but nothing will happen if I test it. We have to wait till the Monday morning. But nothing will happen now if you test it also. So if you want to test, you can test it. So I'll come back now. So whatever I have created some flows today. I want to save this. I'm using so many flows from today morning. I want to save it and I want to use this flow in some other system. I want to send it to my friends or my teams or someone else. We have an option available here. When I open the flow, there is an option available here called as export. You can export this flow. This flow, whatever the flow I have created, I want to use it in some other system. I want to share it with my team people, my friends or someone else. I want to take it a backup. My system, they are going to format my system. Tomorrow I am going to use this. So my flow or everything may get deleted also. If they are formatting, if they are adding some new ID, everything has been done. I want to add it one more time in the near future. I think online, it will not get formatted, but still, if you want to take a backup of this flow, so there is an option called as export. Export package as the zip. You can package it as a zip and you can store this as a separate file. So it will be stored as a separate, as a zip folder. It will be saved as a zip file. Yes. What is the name of that file? Only this flow. Only this flow will be saved. What is the name of the file? I think this file is my weekly customer flow. I think this is a very simple flow. So like this, you can give an environment and you can give a description about it and you can export this. Click on export. Yes, that flow will be saved here. So you can save your flows for your future use. So I want to save this flow for my future use. So I have saved this flow here. So we have saved this flow as a zip. As a zip file, we have saved this flow. How can I get back the flow? So I saved the flow, okay, this flow is saved. Tomorrow I want that flow. I unknowingly I have deleted this. I have gone to the 3 dot and I have deleted it. So what we can do, I can get the flow here just by clicking on this import. Go to the my flow. So go to the my flow. Under my flow, you can see there is an option called as import. There is an option of import. Import that package of that file. That file which we have exported now as a zip file, we can import the files. Now it's already available, so I'm not going to import it. This is the way to export and import that file. Upload that file, the file which we have exported, that zip file. You can upload it and you can import that file also. You have to select a particular flow, sir. Go to a flow, or 1 minute. I will either go to a particular flow and select the flow. After selecting the flow, you can see on the top there is an export option. Yeah, though, it was protected. You cannot share the flows to others. Okay. This one, sharing. Select the flow, sharing. That's also not available. You can share this flow with your team people. You can ask them to be a co-owner. You can share this file to someone else within you. That's also protected. Within Daimler, of course, it's within Daimler. Whatever the Power Automate you are using, that is within your Daimler. You cannot share it to other. Power App and Power Automate, Power BI, all the things are within your team. You cannot send it to the externals. External, you cannot do this. It's only with your team, power within your Daimler team. So this is where we can share the file. So share this app to someone else. So click on share and you can ask someone to be a co-owner of this. So give it their email ID. Only your Daimler company email ID can be used here. Other email IDs cannot be used. Same flow, someone wants to use the same flow within your team. They don't want to create a new flow, so you can share your flows also. Okay. As I told, next topics are all bigger, little bit bigger chapter. It will take at least half an hour to do this minimum. So that's why I have given small tips here. Whatever the flow you don't want the time being, you can switch off this. Suppose every Monday morning this will get a reminder. You don't want it now. We did it just for our testing purpose. So I don't want to do this now. So at time being I am switching off this also. This turn off, I am turning off this also. This 2 workflows I have turned off. Whenever I receive the mail, it should send a reminder. That also I switch it off it. And every day Monday morning I will get a mail, so I will get a message. That also for a training purpose you can have it, but training purpose I am switching off it. Okay. So from morning I believe you have created around 10 flows So we will create furthermore other flows tomorrow also. As of now, whatever we have learnt. So I think we have seen all the three flows, all the three types of flows. Manual triggering, auto triggering, and then schedule triggering. I think we have completed almost all this process also. This process also, I believe we have completed all the process, correct? Triggering is done, getting the input is done, process is also done, condition is done, action is also done, action update is also done. But getting the data, we got it only through two things. One is manual input, another one is through the forms. As I told, tomorrow we are going to get it from app, we are going to get it from the Excel file, we are going to get it from the SharePoint. So various other things we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, so any other questions, queries, or anything to be clarified before closing today's session? Yes?
Using Power Apps, you can export to the Excel. From that we can.
That's what we are going to. We have seen how to export already. We have seen how to add the row. Tomorrow, from the existing data, we are going to get. Through that, we can create some flows.
Excel of the date type format.
We'll see. By default, it will be stored as UTC. Now, the UTC 513 mathano. We have on the format now. No, format of date, format of number. I didn't say that. The concept we will see tomorrow. Decimal format, percentage format, display. As of now, it will display only the number. How to change that format, I have to teach tomorrow. Small topic. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay. Any other question, doubts, queries to be clarified of what we learned as of now? No. I hope as of now you are all better than today morning. You are able to create some flows. You are able to understand what is the purpose of, what is the usage of using Power Automate. Please explore it. Time permits, please practice it. I don't know, time will permit. So if time permits, please try to practice it. Yes, so I am stopping that video recording. Since you don't have the doubts, I am stopping.